Who else is on A&D?
Just us three, or just you
It's only
three.
us three?
Just us,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Anybody's welcome though. It says we're live at showing. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Troy Community Land Bank A&D Committee meeting. Today is May 4th. It is 8:34 a.m. We will call to order. We will call to order at 8:34 a.m. We'll start with a roll call. Andrew Cooper.
Here.
Brian Barker.
Here.
Danny Mager. Here. We'll start with an approval of our meeting minutes from October 6th, 2025.
Yeah, just to clarify, originally I put December 1st, but we had that meeting and we canceled it.
Yep.
Because there was no need to meet. So that's the last meeting was October 6th.
Okay. Can I?
Motion to approve minutes?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, now we can move into our discussion items. Brad, you want to take it away?
Yep. So we have three discussion items. The first one is 415 2nd Street. This is a lot that this gentleman from Brooklyn owns and he wants to donate to the land bank. It's adjacent to a park in South Troy called Lots of Hope, which the land bank was instrumental in putting together. And so he wants to donate the extra 25 feet. And I think the city's interested in absorbing it. They also would be able to accept a donation, especially if it's going to go to parkland. But I don't know that they have the mental bandwidth to facilitate the transaction. So to help this guy along, we can accept the donation and then later transfer it to make the park bigger.
It's the block to the south, right, Brad?
It's just to the south. Yeah, and I got my computer for that point so that we can look at it and even the buildings.
It's gotta be, it must be a sliver. Okay.
It's not huge.
Yep.
So Lots of Hope Park is here.
Yep.
And it's the lot right to the
You're looking at it, yeah.
this spot right here.
Perfect.
And so
Wow.
that's what he's offering. He had it mocked up in his email that he was gonna build a passive house there, and then he said he got it moved into other things. And this is an initial email. I went back and forth a couple times along with the administration trying to move it forward, but
Okay.
from where we sit, that's what he wants to give, and he can make the park a little bigger and
There's a fence line behind that pole, right?
yeah.
And that, does the lot goes all the way through to the other
Yeah,
block?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes right to the alley.
So I wonder who's parking back there.
not ours yet.
Well, just like, well, probably not the owner.
And part of that, if that's what he's doing, we could do once we own it, a lot line division and try to sell off the parcel to that guy.
Yeah, right.
And then the city would only have the park they need. It's up to, we can work with the city and whatever they want to do.
And that's the alley back there, right?
Yeah. That
Yeah.
is the alley.
Yeah, so, which is interesting
I
because,
only know that because I got a house just to the north. Yep. That's the alley.
it jumps pretty good.
I don't know.
It's like a carriage house or something that the guy's is parking in the back of the side here.
Oh.
So it's probably attached to that house, but it still looks like 2
How wide
meters.
is it, 25 feet?
Yep, 25 feet.
What if we donated the front end of the lot to the city to expand the park and kept the back end of the lot and maybe put up a garage for us?
Oh, like material storage?
Yes.
I don't know, I mean, part of the thing with the A&D committee is you guys, before we move on anything, you guys have to determine what the programming would be and make that recommendation to the board. So that's the reason why any acquisition is brought to you.
This guy's ready to rock and roll, man, right?
He's been talking to me since November. He wants to make it to us or the city so that he can get a tax deduction on the appraised value.
I'd like to make a motion then to recommend this to the full board.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye. And so does our recommendation need
It needs board
plan?
approval.
No, but do we need to, offer it to the board with a recommendation for what to do with it also?
Yeah, and I think what was implied by my conversation, which you wanted more explicit, and I don't blame you, is that to facilitate the transfer to the city to make the park bigger.
Yeah, just that.
I don't think we have no plan.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to be clear that that was part of our plan.
Mhm.
I think the logical thing is to separate the front, get the city to park bigger, and then figure out, we grab a little bit of money from them to
If you can,
parking.
but either way, trying to expand.
Yeah.
I would say-
Expanding the park is the goal.
Yeah.
Yep. I would say expand the park, because it could be parking, the city could own the parking too, and they could just let them do it.
Figure it out, yeah. I'll just say.
Because it's not like that car is parked in an access point for the back garage area of the house next to 415, so.
All right, for 23 Glen.
So 23 Glen came on the market a couple times. It's pending right now, but Jamie and I went and saw it. It's a two-family, obviously right across the street from 32 Glen. And we were inside of it. And it says pending right now. It was pending before. The guy had it listed for 119 in, I think it was December, and upped it to 129. I don't think we should pay that amount of money, but at the same time, if it comes back off the market, the unique thing about us is I have to have approval to sign a contract, and I have to have an amount from the full board. And so I think if this vacant building, and I guess I could go right on Zillow and check that out, this vacant building here in the target neighborhood of Glen Avenue.
So it is back on the market, Brett?
No, not right now. So we would be doing it, you guys would be saying yes, and it would be contingent on it coming back on the market.
Got it.
But obviously the boarded up windows and he wants 129. I don't think it's worth that. That's a real interest of mine is Paul's talking about building a garage. I'm talking about just buying a building with a garage. Sorry,
Well,
Paul.
that garage looks a
I'm
little.
good either way, as long as we get.
Not
the
from,
garage.
what's holding up the front?
We'll get it
Fair
fixed.
bone,
Trust
that
me. That's
was-
what people said about the building you're living in.
Sure.
It's a masonry building. It's got a couple of holes in it, but it can be pretty well redone.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to ask planning board for approval on a garage that
Right.
exists.
That's already there. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing. So, there's some really cool factors to ceilings. The
The hardwoods were
hardwoods are all there. I mean, if you go back on the
Yeah,
Google Streets
all
Maps
back.
view, this building was, not but 5 years ago, looked like somebody really took a lot of pride in it. And then now it just looks like it's torn apart.
Had some cool sinks.
Yeah.
Kitchen sinks were really cool.
And obviously this would be one if we bought it and fixed it, because of the interest I have, or Jamie and I have of the garage, we would want to keep it. So here, you go back 3 years and besides the thing at the top up here, but this is July 2011. It looks like the nicest house on the block. Garage in the back looks put together. You go back to our building over here.
Still. Well,
It's not bad.
no, it's not.
So it's kind of
Wow.
funny, But you look at this one here, it's boarded up, and then you fast forward to now, and she's prettied up. It's just amazing what 10 years can do to a building.
It is.
So that's it. So the idea would be recommended board, and like I think I mentioned, you can either decide like a recommendation with a limit now, but it's not necessary in my opinion, because the full board would decide if they want that.
Who owns this now?
Oh, it was through an estate and then somebody, nobody we know, I would think. I think he's a real estate broker. Our real estate agent scheduled our meeting and he said it was another broker who's listing his own listing.
Gotcha.
So
And what are we getting it for?
we're not getting it for anything. It's pending to somebody else right now. They would have to come back off the market and then you guys would have to approve a number. It's listed by Revision Real Estate, so that Jerome might be the guy that owns it right there. So you guys would have to say, that's something we want to move forward with.
Yeah.
Obviously if I was to say, let's buy the King Fuel site, you might say, no, I don't think that's a great idea, Brad.
Yeah.
But here's a building that sort of meets the box, and it might seem so apparent that we would want to do it as long as we're not overpaying. That's my opinion as a non-voting board or non-voting member of
That's
the
if
board.
it comes out of contract.
Yeah, if it comes out of contract, just like I think it was 865 River Street. We have the board approval to proceed with that one too, but I haven't heard from the guy at all. But at least now I can engage with them and get under contract or final approval from the board on that property when it comes up.
My struggle with this is I know our next topic is the foreclosure auction, and it's auction, and we might say, oh yeah, there's several things here, but then, so we don't know if this would come on the market. We don't know what we might get out of the foreclosure. I feel like how do we?
Yeah.
Well, we don't have to pull the trigger on this. We're recommending it now as the A&D so that we can discuss.
Sure. Oh yeah. No,
I think the
I wasn't taking a
foreclosures is that's where we would really like to occupy some projects.
Yeah.
This is just a backup, or maybe not even a backup if we get it for the right number, to have something in our wheelhouse in our footprint.
Yeah. Brad, do you think it's a overall better strategy? We should have more potential properties. I mean, because this is what I'm thinking, like that we're pursuing because we know we don't get them all. Right.
Correct.
Yeah, 100%. I have to get it through the board before I can get under contract. And so it's easier for me on an execution level to have you guys already approve a project that we could potentially never do than it is to make sure it's 100% a lock and then get it through the month-long process of A&D and the regular board.
Yeah.
So I'm getting everything teed up, so if things do fall into our lap, they're good to go.
Right. And so what if the board doesn't approval? That's open-ended.
Well,
I guess we could approve it within the next year or within the budget cycle. Is what I'm thinking. Like,
was it when you could put in resolutions like, canceled at this time, but you could also make a resolution to terminate a resolution.
oh, sure. Yeah.
So all our resolutions are on the website, and all the ones that say the board wants to pursue or not pursue as it pertains to these foreclosures and board or employee participation in the foreclosure program. Those are all sort of standing until you guys change your perspective.
An instance of this that has taken place in this organization is the legacy program. The legacy program was approved, and then
All right.
when we all were seeing which way we wanted to go, I made the motion to cancel legacy program
In all
so that we could open them up and sell them as pieces, and it also allowed us to do
Rehab.
Rehabs, yeah.
And actually in this.
Mm-hmm.
This was also.
Oh, this is
legacy,
like, was it?
This
Or this was a
building
demo.
they were
This
going
was
to
a
demo, yeah.
This was a demo.
Yeah.
But again, that was something that was voted on, that we went back with, because it hadn't been done yet.
Yeah. Yep.
And we canceled that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess this is just giving you a runway to get things set up on
If it even comes back on the market.
If it goes back on the market
Exactly.
and we want to move forward, and the guy's like, we'll come down on our price, because I don't think we'll pay
Yeah.
$149, and you guys would have to approve any contract as well as you'll have to approve them.
Just a potential pipeline.
Yeah.
Yes, that's all. You guys are saying,
I tend to think all the way to the end. Are we getting all the way to the end?
Yeah.
you guys are
This is step
basically
one.
saying, does this type of project theoretically fit where you
Right.
see our acquisition policy going, and you're gatekeeping the board from having to contemplate all these things in a 10-person meeting, and you're just teeing up potential projects for them, essentially. I mean, we could wait till this guy and I come to a number, but then he's negotiating with me and I say, yeah, I'll get back to you in a month.
Right. No, I understand that.
We'll never get a project that way. And even this process is hard. I contemplated things like a resolution to allow me to negotiate project or pricing and acquisitions that can be brought up right to the board itself, because how is the land bank going to get its next project going back to, maybe what I was discussing a couple of months ago, once we're done with this grant cycle in the next 16 months, we have fixed everything we own. And we just have some vacant lots we can build on, but after that, we don't have anything.
And the foreclosure list isn't a slam dunk anymore.
Right.
It's not,
Yeah,
no, it
that's-
can't be because of the Tyler decision.
We can't bank on foreclosure lists
Mhm.
in the city, gifting us or selling to $1 to us. That's not our pipeline can't be the foreclosure list anymore.
It can be one of them, but we can't be solely
bank on it.
dependent.
Yep.
We can't bank on it.
We're just gonna sit here, and be stomping our feet if we don't think creatively on how we acquire stuff.
Right.
Through the market. Obviously with 332 9th Street, when Trip, they want us to succeed with that one because they didn't want somebody else to take it and make them, like they couldn't get it through the finish line, but we actually can. We can spend the money, and they wanted us to also be able to get an owner occupied in there.
I like 23 Glen. I like the fact that it has the garage so that it has a storage component. It's literally right up the street.
Mm-hmm.
With that, I'd like to make excuse me. I'd like to make a motion to recommend to the full board to pursue 23 Glen Ave if in fact it does come back onto the market, but allow the full board to determine the ceiling of where we go. With
Second.
With the price.
With our price, yeah.
Mhm.
Brian, you're a second?
Yeah.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
All right.
Aye. Any opposed? That motion passes. Now you can go into your foreclosure pitch.
Yeah. So with any, and you guys, maybe not Jamie, but Brian and Andrew, you guys probably would know better how Tony would decide in the past what properties, how he gets them, and then where the approvals are. He probably did a lot more of like, I like these ones, and then batch it through after the city worked with them. But we don't have that luxury right now where the city isn't going to set aside stuff for us, and they're just going to go forward with this. And in fact, this isn't even a published document yet. The public auction sale, I just saw it listed at the assessor's thing that they're having one, and I said, can I just get your rough draft? So these people might redeem these before the auction itself. So, but at the same time, we have to get through A&D and get through the regular board meeting. And in order to get through those two meetings and then still show up to the auction, I still need to even figure out, like, I'm gonna have to get an approval from Monica for a check that I have to bring with me if we buy stuff, so.
So just before we go into this, is this the old way of foreclosures where when City Hall was still standing down on Mine?
Mhm.
They went in and there was a live auction.
That's how Monica described it to me. She said she used to have to buy for First Columbia that way.
That's
I
how.
send her down and just buy it. I don't care. I need the property,
All right.
But, again, there's a provision in the law that says if the city tries to sell something at public auction with the minimum bid being what it's owed for 2 auctions in a row, after that, the land bank can get it with no strings attached, no surplus. But in this case, they've made the minimum bid not be tied to the basis or the amount owed. They've made it tied to a fixed number no matter what, based on whether it's a vacant land or a building. So we're not going to have that privilege, constructively remove the benefit of 2 public auction bids because they didn't tie the minimum bid to what they're owed, which they can't keep anything above the minimum bid. So I don't know why they would, except for maybe they don't have the actual numbers set aside, but they should, because usually they post it on the front door of the building. You owe this much money.
Yeah, I mean, they'd have to, somebody knows.
Right. Right. But if they do a minimum bid, it can only be up to the max of the amount owed. In this case, the minimum bid we could go after vacant land, but honestly, a lot of this vacant land is hard to build on. Frankly, 28 and 30 Cobblestone Lane. I was just at 26 last Friday.
There's a reason why they're
straight
not-
hill right up the Hayden Road. 42 Lincoln Avenue was a very technical $100,000 demo they did because of a cat hoarder situation, because it was 25 feet wide in between 2 buildings that are within feet of each other. Not sure about Old 6th Avenue. I know A.D. Campbell Avenue is a pretty, easy building site, but at the same time, You know, I'm more interested in the buildings that exist. And so, you know, I don't necessarily have a recommendation to pursue anything specifically, except I think I'd have a strong preference to at least try to get 325 9th Street, given that we're working across the street at 332.
Yep.
And I'll pull up any building that you guys want to see on here. And I think it's good for you guys to at least make note of which ones we want to go in and bid on, if we want to bid at all, and which ones we don't, in case.
That's nice.
That's 325 9th Street right here. It's considered a single family, but it looks like it's a 2-family. And then ours is this brick building right here.
So we're closer to Hoosick Street.
Yeah, no, we're close. We're actually farther away. Hoosick Street is down there. Well,
No, that's what I mean. This 325 is closer to Hoosick, right?
yes.
Compared to 3.
Yeah. Compared to the one we own.
Yeah. So this is, I mean, and honestly, I think it looks like probably maybe a lot of people will be interested in that one too. It doesn't even, I mean, it doesn't look like, I guess it's been a little weird for some time. 2007 had boarded up there. It still has, for some reason, missing half the corners. But that's that building. I'll pull up anyone you want. You guys can do a batch or one at a time or however you want to do it.
What do you got?
Well, do we all agree that there's none of the vacant lots we would have any interest in?
Unless they're in our target area.
It may be Old 6th Avenue, but that's still south of Hoosick Street.
If it was like if there's a vacant lot in an area that, you know, could use some strengthening, you know.
Yeah, this vacant lot doesn't seem like.
You can get Habitat on board and
Yeah,
and fill in the
but
gap.
25 feet, you can't do much at all.
Yeah, it's tight.
It looks like it was a demolition against the side of this building. So really, at $10,000, it's going to go unpurchased, in my opinion. They should be trying to give this person to buy it.
Side lot.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. But and that's south of Hoosick Street.
Well, you want to just go through them quick and we'll see if anyone would.
All right, that's the first one. 42 Lincoln Ave, Troy, New York.
It's a big hill, right?
Yeah, and she's the same as Old 6th Avenue. Lincoln Avenue is. You can see this building used to be tight. There's a small walkway there, and this one was tight as can be, and they had to demolish this building.
Yeah.
So you're not building there.
And that's on Lincoln, Brad?
It's on Lincoln, yeah. 28 cobblestone.
I know the people in the house next door to it.
Yeah. So this is 26 there. 28 is
A lot.
the lot, and it goes up higher. It is drastically more. Of a
Yeah,
hill.
there's a hill in every direction.
Yeah.
That's too bad. That would have been great for a cross mile.
And if you see here, they got the curb cutouts done for both of them because it was a planned development by the Vanderheiden Estates, whoever developed that.
They put all the fill from the other houses in there.
Right? It's like, well, we're just gonna give
Nobody's
up.
buying
You
that lot.
can
Let's
see it
dump it
goes
over.
straight up this way. So
It's a rock outcrop.
yeah.
Oh, probably, yeah.
And so that's 28 and 30. I'll go to 80 Campbell Avenue, which used to be a nice old Victorian.
Across from that farm.
Yeah. This is way back in the day. That building does not exist anymore.
That's another lot.
It's a lot. It's potentially buildable. It's a busy street. I think somebody's going to build on it if we don't buy it. That's my opinion. I've heard it. I heard the other day somebody bought 2 baseball fields to try to develop them. Like people are trying, and that's in this neighborhood. So I'm sure that somebody probably is going to try to want to develop this.
Oh, you can see the overhead, you can see.
There's a big
foundation.
development going up near South Troy Little.
Yeah, or somebody wants to. That's what I meant. Yeah.
I mean, so if a lot like this that we think fairly, there's probably interest in development and it's not in our target, like,
Capacity.
yeah, we don't let the market take care of that. That's kind of outside of our role.
And we did 325 9th Street. We do 45 13th Street next.
Roof for 15.
So this one's a hoop.
Wow.
Come on.
It's perfect. 25 grand, it's ours.
You can see.
It looks better we drove by yesterday on our way back from church, and it looks better right now because the growth isn't as strong, but this is last July.
Should take it.
I mean, I'm sure
It's a
it's
good story.
exciting.
Another picture on the wall there, another before after picture.
Yeah.
It's biophilic design right there.
All
We
right.
didn't need AC with all those
Yeah, we
things
gotta
down
keep
there.
that. I moved to purchase, but it's gotta keep. I'm kidding.
Keep the greenery.
I'm kidding.
Spring Avenue is something that I drive by every day. I wonder.
We should do this.
I think this one is right for if.
That's
So here's the other thing is
Wait, that's the house?
no. Sorry, I'm trying to get this thing to turn so you can get a better view of the building.
That's the.
Oh, it's the brick one, yeah.
So if you
Oh,
come
with the
down,
fire,
if
yeah.
you come down Linden Avenue
Yes.
into Spring, you make a left. It's just
Now all the brick is good. I've been inside that building. It was 3 years ago at this point. That's how long it takes to foreclose if we don't do things on the private market.
That's a good spot.
That's 3 units.
That's a good spot.
I think it's 2. It could be 3. It is a
With
good
that
spot,
addition on top was
right?
it looks like it was, could have
You know,
been 3, but.
Nobody can do what the land bank can do here, which is go in there. We have almost 500,000 in our money market account. We can, other people might have the money, but we can go in there and immediately clean out the place and get a designer to just design, spec it out and get a permit and just cover the top, put a roof back on it, fix the windows, and then wait for our next round of LBI, and it stops the blight in the neighborhood. At least I'll be more pleased to drive by it.
You and I both.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
That's,
here-
There looks like there's 3
That's another good story.
meters on there. Right?
Yeah,
So it probably was,
I've been wanting that building for the
Three.
land bank.
but if it's 3 meters, there's probably a common meter.
oh, common meter. Oh, right.
And if we keep it, there's this sweet little garage.
There's a
back
garage in the back.
Access.
What's the access to the garage though? Where the
there.
heck?
You got to go through the neighbor's driveway and then sneak back there. The garage is in fine condition.
The back of the house is all burnt out.
Yeah, the top
The whole
of it
thing
is the
is
second
like-
floor is, and the first floor is all water damage.
Yeah.
Now, in this case, there's another, as you're working through this story, that there's private people that might want to buy it and do it. And if they come in and they're going to be bidding against us, that's a sensitivity that I could have as the buyer or auction goer and purchaser. You guys could limit me to a certain number of dollars or tell me your strong preference. Or if they're going down the line and 9th Street's the first one, and we've already got 19th and 13th Street and there's strong interest for Spring Avenue, the strategy there of executing at the public sale auction can be enforced. But if we've missed both of them and there's lackluster interest in Spring or something like that, that's a game time decision that we come back from the auction and decide. The question is, do we recommend it? And then do you guys want to limit purchase price, or do you want to push that to the full board? And what do you not want to go after? So I'll get to 436 4th Street next. Still good, right across from the school here. There it is. She's an interesting one.
that's by St. Joe's.
Yeah,
Yeah, across.
single family house. There's probably some structural stuff need to get in there, structural, and then just clean up the inside. It's a starter home.
I'd totally take that. I'd take any of them that.
I have a structure. Come on,
It goes way back.
yeah, it's like almost like it's a trailer or something. Now, 3 Manor, in my opinion, is going to be redeemed before they. Well, there's another thing that goes on with this now is you can let the city be your real estate agent through the Tyler decision.
That's okay. Yeah.
It's either redeemed or somebody buys it, and whatever they buy it for, 200,000, whatever, it's 3 Manor, $200,000 they buy it for, $400,000. Somebody could buy it on the auction for $250.
Where is 3 Manor?
Top of Lincoln,
Okay.
before Hillsview Heights, really.
Yeah.
And so somebody will purchase that one, and then the extra is going to go back to the previous owner, and that's kind of the nice part about the Tyler decision is that, you know, you don't take value from homeowners. The bad part for the city is they're not gonna get that 200,000 and they actually have to sell it. And when they sell it, they effectively act as a real estate agent. I don't think 3 Manor Boulevard needs our help to make it a viable building. I think people are gonna fight for it.
So, going through that list, I think we all, like 9th, 13th, spring, 4th. Now, I guess the approach is, or the next step is, what's the approach? Do we set a max on each, or do we set a max that we send Brad to the table with? Thing 9th Street is, it's our core, it's in our core mission, right? That's one of our neighborhoods. 13th Street, honestly, I think you're gonna be multiple bids on those college apartment.
I was thinking that too. There'll be more interest.
RPI housing, there's gonna be a bunch of interest in that. Spring Ave, I think we all love. And I think 4th Street is prime picking. But I think Spring Ave and 13th Street are gonna have the highest demand, in my mind. Because I'm not even considering Manor Boulevard.
Yeah. Well, I think for, you know, the strategy that we have can be ironed out for sure. But I think the more broad, you can bring it to the board, or if you want to be more specific to the board, that's fine too. You can do, I've heard other land banks doing resolutions allowing their executive director to bid up to a certain number of dollars total.
That's what
Like a total budget for the auction.
Total budget for the auction, and come back with what you can. I mean, at some point, there's a level of like, we don't know what happens in that room if nobody shows up, and it's just like 25K each of them, and I got a budget of 100,000 and I just buy all 4 that are available, or it's like a ton of people and I walk away with not spending a dollar. You know, obviously I'm not going to spend money that I don't think is worth it, especially if I'm capped out and these people are bidding like crazy. I'm like,
Yeah.
Why did we just sell off some of the buildings? If the private market was willing to fix those, we should just keep everything. But, you know, I don't think that we should be fighting tooth and nail to get vacant buildings, like paying 129 for Glen.
No.
Randomly.
Right.
I don't want to pay 129 for the auction list.
Well, what if we set you there with a total budget of 200, or I think earmarking each one, because I don't think you're gonna have to spend 50 on 9th Street. I truly don't think we're gonna get 13th Street. I think 21 Spring might go north of 50. And I don't think,
It'll go north of 50.
and I don't think 436 goes north of 30 if somebody bids 25. For that little spot. That's something, 436 might be our easiest acquisition, honestly.
Do we still have a realtor relationship?
We do.
Is it maybe just worth
Yeah, I mean, because I don't know, like, I don't
appraisals?
disagree with what you're saying. I'm like, I don't
Just
really
say-
know what.
Get either permission to go up to that number.
So you could do that, but he's going to give you just an off the cuff appraisal. It's not an official appraisal. I could pull an appraisal for these buildings and go up to that amount. But I think at the end of the day, you know, it's just one of those, we can have strategy talks, but your resolution can be less restrictive.
Right. I was thinking like there's maybe 2 sets of guardrails. There's an overall amount that you can go take to the auction and pursue the buildings that we're interested in. And then there's this appraisal amount and whatever might work for what you're taking, and just leave it to you
I
when
mean,
you get there.
the realtor is not gonna give you an exact appraisal.
He's going to want to get
Yeah.
inside if they're not doing open houses.
Right.
He might give us
But-
an opinion of value, maybe.
Well, we just saw what we sold buildings that were
But
similar.
you could certainly,
Well, that's all we're gonna do.
you could certainly,
Yeah.
you could certainly hire an appraiser.
Yeah.
And give you a number.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do that.
No, I'm just thinking as a,
Something. Just something. I mean, yeah, I get, does, would it hurt, I guess, unless the realtor is like, I don't feel comfortable giving any numbers because I haven't seen the, and that's fair. You know, they don't want their professional,
Yeah.
you know,
And worst that can
reputation
happen is you
somehow
get into something,
associated.
you have to tear it down. Right? Like we did down the street.
It's the worst. Yeah, and obviously I'm the most apprehensive to do that in the whole city. You know, even the fire on Fifth Avenue, I was telling Carlo, I'm like, I bet you I could save that. You know, the one that just happened last week. I'm like, I think it's mostly the front of the building. The sides look pretty
It's
good.
already down now.
I know.
I mean, you could always.
It was down in 18
how much
I know,
time
I know.
money is gonna cost.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we ask Bill? Because an opinion of value, we can all do this, we can all give an opinion of value, right? Why don't we have Bill run comps? Just run comps to give you a
He
range,
can certainly run comps, that's easy.
right? Because he'll be comfortable doing
That's
that
within his
too.
purview.
Yeah.
For sure.
But I think to spend,
400 a building for an appraisal.
yeah,
And then
Yeah, I don't think we should pay for appraisals because
I think
we can get
when
in
you
there.
walk
run
in,
comps.
when I walk into the auction room, it's gonna be apparent to me, and I've
Yeah,
done this
you
before.
know where you're going.
When you walk in, it's gonna be apparent that everybody's chomping at the bits.
Yep.
And, you know, I raise my hand a couple times and I see it going up and it's just like, all right. As long as I get one of the bids in, I'm a backup bidder.
Once you actually get to parcel 6,
Yeah,
you're gonna know the temperature of the room.
yeah,
Because you're gonna fly through 1 through 5.
right.
They're gonna, you know, either you're gonna get people that wanna get.
I don't think the first 2 are even gonna, the first 4 are not even gonna have a purchase. And the
Probably.
5th one's probably gonna have some
Probably.
action, but I don't, you know.
1 through 4 might sit there. But you'll know as soon as they open up parcel 6, you'll have a temperature of if you're even gonna spend close to what we give you or if you're gonna spend any at all. Because people might be just throwing money around like crazy.
Yeah, if it is,
That's- we
you
don't-
know, we work pretty hard. We're picking up trash ourselves out here to keep the maintenance costs down. We're not looking to blow money on buildings.
Correct. If it's hot, people are firing away, then we just
Yeah.
respectfully bow out.
What's the purpose of the land bank? Is to clear buildings
And
that
if-
nobody
Yeah.
wants.
And if
the market is
private
not gonna deal
market's
with it.
doing it, then let them do it.
Right, exactly. But at some point also, you know, some people might buy and speculate too. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's why if it's only a 25,000 bid on 9th Street, and we're right across the street fixing it up now.
I think your 9th Street might be your only speculator purchase. Like 13th Street's gonna be.
You gotta work.
100%. Somebody that's already owns a bunch of units is gonna go after 21 Spring. Fortunately, I think that might be a minimum bid purchase.
Yeah. So, I mean, you guys, first thing first, I think you guys should make the recommendation to the board of which ones you want to pursue, and which ones you don't. And it sounds like you guys are interested in 6 through 9, but I don't want to steer you.
Yeah, are we all comfortable?
Yeah, I would.
6 through 9?
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I think what will happen is we'll come up with a max number. That's going to limit you. You're not going to get all 6 for that. So, well, I mean, if
All
you did,
4?
or all 4.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
all
sorry.
4
I started with 6.
All 4 for, like Jamie just said 200, or it would be minimum 100 for all 4.
Yeah.
So that's up to you guys how you want to swing it. But at least you can make that part of it and then that motion and then approve that part of it. And then we'll draw a resolution distinguishing the 2 of them. And then at that point, we can add in like either a maximum bid, you know, maximum checkbook amount or a per building amount. And we have 2 weeks or a week and a half before the full board meeting.
We can make the recommendation here today to pursue the 4 with a maximum amount of 200, but then bring this to the board and they could say, 200 might be a little bit too strong.
And hopefully with a little more information, we get
Or-
some feedback from
That 200 could fluctuate
Comps.
up or down, correct, at the official
Good,
board meeting?
yeah.
Okay.
Good.
So let's do that.
Then I'll make a motion to recommend to the board for grant to pursue parcel 6, parcel 7, parcel 8, parcel 9 at the public auction sale of real property for the city of Troy with a maximum amount of 200,000 for all 4. a total amount to be spent at auction of 200,000.
Right.
And I might just add that,
And then we
I'll
would-
second it, but I'll add the maybe stipulation that in keeping with maybe a general appraisal from a realtor
yeah,
for
correct.
any
It's
one
some-
property.
Yeah.
Is that clear enough?
Yeah,
We may have to refine that language.
yeah, I mean, you'll
At
find
the-
it.
At the board meeting, like at the full board.
Yeah, I mean, the recommendation from the A&D committee is to pursue these four for $200,000, maximum total spend, and keeping within bounds of the appraisal. I get that. The thing that, the board is then gonna take that recommendation, maybe modify it, or maybe not, either way. But I don't think that,
And I think it should be modified to, actually, I just wanted to move this along to the full board.
yeah,
Because if we earmark 200,000 as your
Yeah.
total amount spending, I don't want you going in and spending 200 grand on 21 Spring Ave, just because we want it.
Mhm.
I don't want you going in and I don't want you
Yeah.
spending,
yeah, and I'm not gonna,
right? I don't think any of us here at this table want to spend
Mhm.
200 on one. If you send the board an email after the auction and be like, hey, I spent, we're 200 in, and
In one
you
building.
didn't come home with 3 of them.
yeah. And then there's the other part where we put 10% down. And you put 10% down, it still requires city council approval. And the final sale is gonna be a contract that we're gonna have to have drawn up, part of it. And so to spend the rest of the money, it's not like I got 200,000 in my hand.
Right.
You're only bringing 20,000 at that
Correct.
point.
Yep.
Max out of pocket.
So we got an exercise.
Yeah, if you guys find that I acted improperly or too aggressively, then you guys can cut bait on 20,000 and tell the city, honestly, we're only approving these two later. Like, you could potentially do that.
Yep.
If, me or any executive director or anybody in the world that acted, you
You
guys,
just gotta go in and go shop, and then.
that's it, yeah. I mean, I understand the strategy. I understand, I don't wanna waste any money
Is
at
this
all.
something new, that minimum $10,000?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
25 on the.
Yes.
Yeah, and it doesn't quite make sense,
I don't
but
recall
The
seeing.
the least amount of money I ever bought a building for, a 2-family, was $100.
$100, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
412 4th
There was
Street, just down the street
no-
from 436.
I got a garage for 2,500 about
Yeah.
15 years ago.
Yeah, no, this is a new number, and I'm not sure what the strategy is, but it's there, and so at least we have some opportunities. Finally, if you're trying to figure out how to unload. I don't think this is the last auction either, because this list does not seem big enough to be.
Doesn't-
well, when I saw this, I was like, wait, is this the full list or this is just what you thought
It's
we were
been
interested
3
in?
years since
but-
there's been one.
Let's get
Yeah.
this one, let's get that passed, because we are on camera. So,
Okay,
all in favor of,
Recommending to the full board, you pursue these 4 properties,
and
maximum 200,000.
not pursue the other ones.
And not
Just in
pursue the
case,
other
you know,
ones,
like, one of the people want Lincoln Avenue or something.
Aye.
I don't want Lincoln Avenue, I'm just saying.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, that motion passes. Do you have anything old or new? We got everything, right?
Yep.
So our next thing would be to set,
It's not June 1st.
It's
No,
not
It is June
Is it?
1st. Yeah, it is June 1st.
so our next A&D committee meeting will be June 1st, if necessary.
If necessary, which might be necessary if we need to call a special right after.
For this
if
stuff.
if the foreclosure auction
Right.
as a 10th produces if she produces a different document.
Yeah. Okay, then can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We go from the